One quick story here I want to give you, and I've said over and over and over again, and there's no such thing as racism. That racism is a made up word, just like sexism, homophobism, Islamophobism, Debbie Dadism, Allahu Akbarism, um, white supremacism, Jewism. No isms. It's either right or wrong, good or evil. You either serve evil or you serve good. You can't serve both. And if you're good, meaning you've overcome the fallen state, you have nothing but perfect love operating through you. And you would see that it's not about isms, that the world make up these words in order to control you. So they made up this word racism in order to control the blacks and the whites. Because the whites hear the word racism, they're going to head for the hills. If the blacks hear, they're going to head for your wallet. Reparations, affirmative action, you need to change the SAT test. You need to let me in your schools. If you don't, you're racist. I don't have to earn it. You're a racist. I heard the dumbest thing this morning on the way here to the studio. Had the radio on, and I heard a black woman with a degree. She said she had a degree. She had some form of organization. Talked to another black person on the radio, and she said that she deal with neonatal stuff, that baby stuff, right? And she said, we have learned that the first thing we have to deal with is racism first. Everything is racism. When it's concerning black people, it's about racism. And the stress of racism can cause problems when you're pregnant. It can cause problems when you're doing this and everything. So we start with racism first. Black people stressed out at work because of racism, all kind of stuff. I'm like, I can't believe that these people are teaching this type of hatred to young people. And that they're going to grow up believing those lies and bringing trouble upon themselves. But they're being taught that. Even baby care is about racism. If you're pregnant, it's about racism, if you're black. It's so dumb, but that's what the world is. The world is the Old Testament, right? So you can expect it. You got to enter into the New Testament within your heart, in the soul of your belly, not the blood pumping heart. The heart that pumps blood is for that purpose, all right? And over the years, any white person that's been caught using the so-called N-word or being honest with black people, disagreeing with blacks, you have been called racist. And if you cower down to that, they'll use you in the public as an example of what would happen to you if you're white and you tell the truth to and about black people, or you use the so-called N-word. You've seen it over the years. It's no different than what the Taliban do. When they want to control the people, they cut off their heads and they put it on the internet, or they hold it up so you can see it. Intimidation. And the people give in. Well, listen to this. This guy said the forbidden word. A white guy said the forbidden word. And the N-word is the forbidden word for white people. Now, blacks say it all the time until the cows come home. They said to one another, you hear them calling me on the show saying that, they'll call you that, and they mean harm with it. They want to hurt you with it. It's a hate crime, as they would accuse white of doing. This is from the New York Post. Kyle Larson was suspended by NASCAR for saying N-word during a virtue event. This was doing a live broadcast of an online race due to the virus. So, like, because they made you separated and all that, even the NASCAR people, they have to do online racing now. So this guy, Kyle Larson, was online doing his racing his car, and he said the N-word. They call it a slur. I don't. But he said the N-word, thinking that he was not being heard. He wasn't being heard. Here's the soundbite.
There's a car on the low side, clear inside.
I can see it. You can't hear me? Hey,
Oh! Oh my gosh!
No way!
Oh!
No way did that just happen. Kyle, you're talking to everyone, bud.
Yikes!
So you heard him raising the car, and he used the N-word, but he didn't know everyone can hear him. Number one, those men who overreacted to that word, beta males. What the? So Kyle did not know that he was being heard. He was live. He used the N-word. As a result of that, people are overreacting to him. New York Post Met picture. The New York Post. Oh, the New York Met picture. A guy by the name of Marcus. What is Marcus' last name? A guy by the name of Marcus Stroman. He wanted to fight Kyle. He wanted to fight Kyle Larson over the word, saying on social media that he needs his A beat. Ain't that something? So a New York Met pitcher by the name of Marcus Stroman said, we have a picture of him? Said that in a tweet, he wanted to fight Kyle Larson over the word, saying on social media that he needed his A kick. So that's Kyle Larson, the white guy, looking at the black guy being upset. Isn't that amazing? Kyle like, what the? First of all, it's just a word. When you overcome the world, you also overcome words. People cannot hurt you with words. And I've been told that Kyle Larson apologized after all this stuff. The problem is he didn't do anything wrong. And as long as you apologize for not doing anything wrong, they got you. They want to control you, white people. This guy lost his sponsorship with NASCAR. He's only 27 years old, upcoming in his career. Now, one word and fear has destroyed it. He can get over it, of course, but he got a 1-2 within. Here's Larson's apology for what happened.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry. Last night I made a mistake and said the word that should never, ever be said. And, there's no excuse for that. I wasn't raised that way. It's just an awful thing to say. And I feel very sorry for my family, my friends, my partners, the NASCAR community, and especially the African-American community. I understand the damage is probably unrepairable, and I own up to that. But I just wanted to let you all know how sorry I am, and I hope everybody is staying safe during these crazy times. Thank you.
Kyle just turned his life over to Caesar. He just gave his soul to the devil. Now he's going to have to lick boots until the cows come home. Cow. Black people don't care about that word. They use it all the time. Not all, but most. It's just a word. And they call white people worse names than that. Skinheads, white supremacists, all kinds of names. Cracker. And they do it all the time. And the white people just grin and bear and take it. But you say one thing about black people, and it's just crazy. This guy just apologized for the world, every white person in the world, his family, his friends, his partners, meaning people that run track, race track with him. It is crazy. They call white people Q-tip, I'm told. I never heard that. Q-tip, meaning toothpaste. That guy didn't mean any harm anyway when he said it. Let me just show you how funny it is. Let's play it with him saying it one more time. Look how funny. He didn't mean it. It was nothing. Listen to it.
Back to the car on the low side. Clear
I
inside.
can see it. You can't hear me? Hey,
Oh! Oh my gosh!
no way!
Oh!
No way did that just happen. Kyle, you're talking to everyone, bud.
Yikes!
Poor Kyle. Not poor Kyle. I don't feel sorry for him. But white people, this is awful. It's just a word. If black people want to get rid of that word, they think it's so bad, stop rapping about it, stop calling each other that, and it'll go away. You got to let it die within you first. Everything starts with you. Then you will treat your neighbor as yourself. But they put him up as an example of what will happen to you. And if you have fear, it's over for you. Amazing. This guy's 20-something years old. I saw a report. I remember when these white kids was in Washington, D.C. during the first presidential primary. Remember that? And they were waiting to get on the bus or something to go back home or wherever they were going. And this old Indian went over to them and got in their face. And they stared him down. And they were called racist. Oh, they messed with the Indians. They didn't want to admit the Indian went over to the guys. And now the white boy, the one white guy that was standing there, they're still judging him today, calling him a racist, even though it's been proven that he didn't do anything wrong. Nick Sandman, yeah, of Covington High School. White people, you got to stand up for what is right. This is your country. You built America. You found it, you built it, you made it the best. And now you're being ruled on your own land. Amazing. It's not going to stop until you overcome the fear and start speaking up for yourself. Do the right thing, and you'll be fine. But you're going to have to suffer a little bit to overcome that. And then you'll be fine. Amazing stuff. God is with us, but we got to love one another. He's not going to enter a heart that is unwilling to forgive. If you're unwilling to forgive, then hell and damnation is yours. All in the name of Jesus. You could be doing the silent prayer video, but if you're unwilling to forgive, you don't have it. It's not going to happen. The moment I realized, because I didn't know it until it was shown to me, I realized I resented my mother. I was ready to forgive. Forgave. Right then I forgave, but I had to go and face her. I just didn't know what the answer was. And my world changed after that. I was drawn in, been living from that ever since, growing from that. I don't know what else to tell white people, except with all people, you got to overcome by forgiving, and then in that you have love, real love, and you treat everybody the way you want to be treated, the way you want to be. You can't help it, even your enemy, even your friends who turn on you. You still treat them with love. All right? They can't help it. They don't want to be that way, as you didn't want to be that way in that state. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.